Welcome to Deep Dive with Nikita. We would like to talk about various topics that make your life easier, better, and smarter. Today, I have an absolute rock star in the world of coloring and hairstyling, and he is none other than Mr. Rohan Patel. He's a creative director at R&D Salon, Surat, and he's a Wella Professional Ambassador for India. Rohan has been in the industry for the past 16 years, and he's spreading hair happiness wherever he goes, traveling various countries. It was a really intriguing conversation with Rohan, so now let's deep dive into the world of hair. Thank you, Rohan, for joining us today.
Thanks a lot for having me here. I'm super excited for this podcast. I wish I can help as many people as I can with all the Q&As today.
So let's dive deep into it.
I'm all set for it. Go ahead.
So let's start with, as I'm a complete hair enthusiast, but not aware much about the industry, I would just want you to debunk some myths about hair coloring, please.
Like when you just talked about what are the myths about hair color or styling, I don't think there should be any myths or there should be any problems when you go for a hair color or a styling to a right stylist who knows you so well, who can give you a very good consultation. If the stylist gives you a good consultation, he knows what's your job profile, what is your routine day is like, what amount of time do you like to give to your hair before you go to your workplace or your office or any whatsoever the place. If all that things in consultation has been cleared out, and then if there is a good look, a good haircut, or a good color has been created on a girl, or in that instance, I would say even a male client or a female client, if the stylist knows everything related to you, what's your routine day is like, I don't think there is ever going to be any myth. Because once one of your friends or one of you, your family members, or you yourself has gone through a bad experience of a color, or maybe you didn't know what you wanted and something has been done on you and you don't know what kind of maintenance that particular service or styling or a color requires, and it didn't turn out like that, that cannot be a myth. But that could be more like a bad start with a color without having a right consultation, being on a right page, you went for it. So if you explain yourself really well to your colorist, if you explain your requirements really clear, without thinking that, oh, how much my color, for how many days my color will stay. These are the questions you ask. But I would say your question should be, what kind of styling will I require tomorrow after getting this color? Looking at my hair, what kind of maintenance or what kind of products my hair will need? What kind of styling will I have to do it by myself? Once you know those things, if you know exact timing and you're selecting XYZ color look or XYZ styling look, if you know exact time what it requires in your routine life, you'll enjoy that in the best possible way. Correct. You won't be worried about is it going to look bad or good. So sometimes I think rather than looking at the pictures which are well finished, well styled as a reference, I would like to say looking at the same picture with your own hair. If you have a straight hair and you're choosing a hair color, or you're looking at a styled picture where there is a curls done, you got to know that this is looking good just because there were waves or there were curls or there was a bouncy blow dry done. Are you going to do that? No. That's where the stylist gets in the picture, that if you're not going to do this, maybe this is too much for you, let me make it different for you, maybe a similar shade for you, but maybe without this kind of a styling, with your routine way, the color can look good. That's where you'll be so confident to carry a look, whatever has been created on you, that you won't feel like, okay, this was wrong or this was a myth.
But you feel natural.
You feel much easy. You feel more natural.
Right.
So I think, rather than talking about like, okay, myths or bad, first is what I like to say is that anybody goes to get a styling or a makeover done, or a boy or a girl or a male or a female or a person who is at 30s, who's in 20s, or who's in 40s, you definitely want to know what's the input you're going to give on yourself before getting anything done at the salon. So you'll never go wrong with your selection of the styling.
Very wonderfully put, Rohan.
Thank you.
And I think once a person does hair coloring, mostly the reason why people go for hair coloring is just to, enhance their own personality overall,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely.
So you have put it very well. Thank you so much for sharing.
Anytime.
A couple of other questions that I had, some myths about hair coloring.
Yeah.
Does it happen so that when a person does hair color, does it lead to premature graying of hair? Is that true?
No, I mean, see, basically what happens is when you talk about graying, I've seen like kids sometimes at the age of 15 also you see some white strands, some gray strands on their hair. Sometimes you see that at 40 also. Sometimes you see like at the 30s also. So when you were like 15 or 20 and you still had grays, you were not coloring your hair or doing anything, but you still had those gray strands. We got to think from that side as well. Sometimes over treating your hair with chemicals, overdoing the chemicals, using overheat on your hair, on your cuticles, makes them mature faster, leads you towards melanin loss, and then it can lead you towards a premature graying, or it can start your graying early. But there is no such thing that you can think this way, that because you've been coloring your hair or you went for a chemical service and after that 3 or 4 months of that you started seeing few grays popping out. In normal way we'll think just because we did this, we went for a color, this is what happened to my hair. But I don't think that's really a right way to connect it with the graying and premature graying with color. Basically with color, in the most layman language I'll say, when you have white hair or gray hair, we are putting color on top of it to add some more color pigments. For example, adding a color, it can be brown, black, or whatever we select, but that is covering your white, that is adding pigments back to it. It is not taking it out. When we bleach the hair to take the pigments out, sometimes when somebody wants to go lighter, let's say she's into like a nice blonde hair color or a champagne blonde hair color or any kind of a lighter colors, where you cannot create that on hair without using the bleach. But now again, every colorist had his own way of bleaching the hair.
Correct.
For me particularly, when I'm working on my clients, when I'm going to use bleach to color their hair, I would like to inform them what are the maintenances what bleach requires. And second, before even selecting that look particularly for the client, I would like to do a hair test where I check the strength of the hair. If hair is good enough to take the bleach, I would like the client to know, okay, let's create this look for you. But first of all, if the client wants a bleach, a blonde or a nice lighter profile of a color, but if the hair is not ready to take that, like, your hair is not going to accept that process of the bleach. Even the best colorists in the world cannot change the chemical proportions. We can always change the mixtures of it. As the more and more advanced you get into color, the more experienced you get into the color, you change your way of doing it. You create your own methods with your own experience, touching the hair, feeling the hair, that this is the strength of the chemical I want to go with to get this color. So I personally think that if consultation has been done, if the hair is going to allow that chemical to do a good job on it, then only I would like my client to go for that work. Else I would like them to recommend it by some other look. Okay, I think you want this, it's beautiful, it'll look good on you, but maybe your hair is not allowing you for that.
Correct.
Then it's a stylist, or it's your hairdresser's job or your colorist's job to tell you that, okay, no, let's wait for it, let's do some treatments on your hair which can make your hair stronger. More strength is there in your hair to accept the chemical to get that look.
Right.
So if it's done in that manner, you'll never have a bad experience of a color. You'll never have a myth that, oh, bleaching spoils my hair. We have 5 friends, out of that 4 got bleach done, 2 of them just got it spoiled. It could be the salons or the stylist mistake too, that without checking the hair, they went with the strongest bleach possibly, thinking that, okay, it's going to give us a fast result, it's going to get a color. But for me, more important is, rather than the color, if the hair is not strong enough, it's going to start breaking, it's not going to have the luster, it's not even going to give you that look, then why to do that? That's where the stylist will recommend, okay, let's do this. For now, your hair is allowing me to do this kind of a colors. Maybe let's start with a color which is without using the bleach. Let's start with a color which is more towards brown families of color, or more towards the red side of it. Let's do something now to change the look, to make you feel better. We make your hair strong enough. We prep you to go to that look.
Correct.
If you plan it like this, you'll never have this doubt of, okay, bleach is going to harm my hair, or will bleach is going to give me more problems, or is it like a high maintenance?
Or
No.
breakage.
If it's been checked, if your hair doesn't need a high maintenance and you're going into that look, it's completely fair to use that. And that's when, if it's overdone, it can still burn your hair in a way that it can make your hair strength so weak that the porosity will be so low that your hair will start breaking. So today you went beautiful from a salon. After a week or two, when you start washing your hair, styling it by yourself, you start seeing so much hair falling, breaking, the strength has been weakened. That's where two of your other friends made a mind that okay, bleach is bad. But the other two friends of yours loved it. Maybe their hair was strong enough to take the bleach and go for that transition of a blonde, and other two didn't have that strength, and so both can have a different experience of a bleach. That way bleach is not bad, but it needs to be selected where it is needed. If the hair or a client is ready to go for the transition, but if the hair is not allowing, then I would personally not take my client towards that journey of lightening. I would let them start with something soft, give them the confidence that okay, your hair is not getting damaged while coloring, it's lovely, it is giving you more confidence to go around, you feel so pretty about yourself. Then I would still focus towards that before creating the look what she asked me. Because a dresser will try to prove, oh, see, because you asked me, I created this for you. A good colorist or a good stylist will never try to do that. He or she will always say that, okay, I think this is what's going to happen if I do this. If you're going to allow me to do this, I can still keep your hair really nice and perfect. So it's always like yes or no from the stylist. It should be very straight up that no, you should do it or you should not do it. So you'll never have a bad experience.
Correct.
And same way when I was talking about, when you asked me about graying, some myths were about bleach, so I wanted to clear that. Even when you talk about graying, this is what was it? Prematuring of your hair and losing melanin from the hair has nothing to do with coloring. With bleach, we can remove the pigments, and with the color on top, we can deposit the pigments back. But removing the pigments from the hair, lightest we can go on your hair is like the lightest yellow. We still don't achieve white. We never get that purest natural white tone, even with the color, even if we try to do it. We have reflex, we can match it, we can get close to it, but it never becomes exactly the same. So graying is something you should consider in a different way, rather than thinking just because you went for chemical services. Yeah, but when you're overdoing it, as I said again, that can lead you towards prematuring faster. Your hair can get older faster. That is one of the reasons you start getting into graying.
Right.
But if you're giving good maintenance, you're conditioning your hair well, moisturizing your hair really well after shampooing, that is not going to, let your hair go old too fast.
Right.
So one more thing is, people say I shampoo my hair just because they have thinner hair. Sometimes they don't conditioner it. So it's like you're scrubbing, but you're not moisturizing. That means you're shampooing, you're cleaning
Both
your
of them
scalp.
are equally important.
That is it. So when you're following the right basics, basic care at home, you'll not even need to go to a salon for any maintenances, and you'll not even need any extra help of an expert to maintain your hair.
Correct.
So 15 years back when I was passed out from the school, my motto used to be like, okay, a client came in with a requirement of I want to do ash blonde hair. I didn't know like, okay, am I supposed to, because you don't learn that in the school.
Right.
Like they do teach you what's the strength of the hair and all that, but you have not experienced it while working.
Practically, you don't know.
You don't know how it's working on hair in life. Maybe you're doing a lot of strength checks, basically on extensions and things where you're learning. If you're doing that kind of a homework, maybe you can clear that steps little faster.
Yes.
But if you're a very new colorist, very young stylist, and you have amazing clients, very young clients coming in, it's your job to take some advice from your teammates or somebody who's a senior colorist,
right,
and like keep practicing. That's where the client will have the good experience of a color. For me, it's like now one girl comes to me to get a color done, I want her to keep coming back for it.
Absolutely.
I don't want to do something on the hair that ends up with, okay, you did a color today and she's never going to show up again just because to get that color, whatever you did made her hair so bad that now she don't want to color, and she's going to tell other 10 friends of hers that, please don't go and bleach your hair, it's bad.
True.
This is what I personally think with the color, that it's amazing to do with the right consultations and things. I don't think you can face any problems.
Thank you so much, Rohan.
I wish I was more on like the topic what we were talking about, but
Yes.
I guess these are the facts
Right.
when it comes to bleach, no bleach, graying of the hair.
Correct.
These are the basic facts about that.
So, Rohan, nowadays there are so many different sorts of treatments that people do to make sure that their hair are straight or
Yeah.
smoothened. So, can you just put a little bit of highlight on that, please?
Yeah, I mean, guys, see, like when it comes to running a salon, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of people working for you. A lot of salons have their own ways of running it, like, you know, salons are working on target basis with their stylist, or sometimes salons are working purely on the basis of they want to give the best service delivered.
Right.
There are so many products from different companies in market. You know, for example, in a very basic language, if we talk about, there are so many brands making cars. You know,
Yes. Yes.
multiple different names and models with different engines. But what do we call it when we see a car? We call it a car.
Correct.
Like, this is a car we call red. There are multiple colors, different shades of red, browns, blonde, yellow, white, off white. But when we say in the easiest way, that's white, that's red, that's yellow, that's blue, that's green. Same way. So there are so many brands or companies in Asia, as India is one of the biggest market when it comes to cosmetics. You know, so many standalone brands which are from India. Lot of importers are there who are importing a lot of imported products which are from America or Europe or Asia, anywhere. But when you buy 10 different products to do a same service, that doesn't change the basics of the treatment.
Correct.
When you say you're getting a keratin treatment done, when you're getting a protein infused to your hair with the help of some ironing, that service can be done by 20, 30, 40 different brands. That
True.
doesn't change the treatment. So for the client to understand the treatment in a very basic language is that when you go to a salon, don't get excited by different names. You know, I am doing a treatment today. I want to call it like a shine crafter treatment, and tomorrow I want to call it a kerat treatment, or third day I want to call it a XYZ treatment. But then that's not changing the basis of the treatment.
Right.
You getting me?
Yeah.
So for a client, when you enter to a salon, there are 3 things you want to ask. Once I get this treatment, how my hair is going to be after 5 or 6 months of my new hair. Because if you're having a wavy hair, you're getting a treatment done to make your hair straight, your hair is always going to grow wavy only.
Absolutely.
You need to know that if you want to go for this treatment, are you going to go back after 6 months and redoing it? Are you going to go back to a salon every 6 months and do the same treatment? So this is how you figure out that when you go for, you say, I want something permanent, you got something permanent. Now your new hair grew out. Your permanent hair is still there and your new hair is there. If you have straighter hair, great.
Yeah.
Just because you had volume issues, you went for a treatment which is making your hair temporarily straight or 70-80% straight, or permanent straight. But you really need to know your real hair as well. Like, this is how your original hair is going to grow out.
Right.
And if you're not someone who's going to go for a follow-up of it again and again, and you went for it thinking that this is going to stay lifetime, or let's say till you don't cut it off, what are you going to do to the new hair? A lot of clients get into these traps. They think they got something done, they spend money once, they got something permanent. What are you going to do with the new hair? So for me, I see my clients 2 ways. If she is getting into a treatment at a salon, I would like to let her know first how this treatment is going to be in her hair after 6 months. What is going to be, how is she going to look like after 6 months of the treatment? And the follow-up is this. If she is not into that follow-up, I'm the first one as a stylist, as a good stylist, because I love working on my clients' hair, that please don't do it, because I don't want you to look different after 5 months or 4 months in a way that now you feel like, what do? I am stuck.
Right.
Whenever you go to a salon for a treatment, that you're doing to make your hair good. You want to take your hair towards a good side. You want to travel towards from this to very good to very good to very good.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're not someone who's going to redo the service, then you want to select that, okay, no, maybe I want to do something which is not so permanent or which doesn't change my texture so much. But when I try to style or set my hair, it should be done very easily. Do a treatment in my hair, which when my new hair starts growing off, my treated hair and my new hair should not look drastically different. Then it's up to you that after 6 months, maybe you don't want to redo it, you're free. You don't have to go for it compulsorily.
Correct.
Just because you did it once, now you're looking too different, you have to do it, should not be there. You have to be a very smart consumer. That you went for it, you know what's going to happen, how the result of it. But if your profession says that, okay, tomorrow morning you have to run to the office, the only grooming time you have is half an hour, you're not too much into styling, but you're more into like, I should look neat and presentable, then I would like to inform her that if you go into this kind of permanent things, this is what's going to happen. And I need you back in salon to do this kind of following services to keep your hair strong enough, healthy enough to keep doing this treatment again and again. And I would always like to inform the client that to remove that permanent thing, it is going to require cutting that hair off. Because I wouldn't go too technical here, because this is more like to let normal audience know
Absolutely.
how the hair is.
Yes.
I'm not teaching to a hairdresser, or I'm not giving a seminar. So I would like to keep it very simple, that if I'm working on a client, I would like to keep it very clean to her.
Absolutely.
That if you want this kind of a service again, this is what you will require to do. If you don't, this is what's going to happen to there. So at least she's not going to think that because of that treatment her hair went bad.
Correct.
Sometimes when you have very thin hair, and they're wavy and they're getting frizzy. Sometimes we have very humid weather. We don't know how to look after it in a natural way.
Right.
So my target would always first be, if a girl comes with curls, I help her how to keep the curls very nice. If she comes with a wave,
I want to get to know more about it.
So yeah, if someone comes with the curls, it's my job to tell her like, okay, this is how you can make your own hair great.
Right.
But if she says that, okay, even this I cannot do, and this is not giving me the confidence what you're saying, I'm not liking it, that's when maybe I'm going to pitch the other chemical services which will change the texture of the hair.
Right.
This is how I would like to do it for them.
Perfect.
And sometimes when someone comes with as I was saying in the start of that lot of people, lot of dresses, nowadays they're changing, they're putting so many different names of similar services, where that's where the consumer needs to be more smarter here, that they don't get like confused by different names of services. Rather than they be smart and ask this 3 things, that how my hair will be after 6 months, what I'm going to need for first 6 months to maintain it, and after that if I redo it, how many times do you think my hair can take this? Once you know all the facts, then you get into it, you won't feel
hair
bad
education
about
is very important.
Yeah, you take that knowledge a little.
Correct.
Don't ask your stylist, how are you going to do it, what is the method of doing it. Those are the things which
questions are important.
Professionals, but you need to ask questions related from your end. Some lot of times it happens, a lot of clients comes to the salon and say, do something which remains in my hair permanently. Deep inside, I feel like the salons will start giving permanent texture. Then, I don't think salons will ever run. To run those salons, there are so many salons everywhere around. Everyone needs something of their own. Now, not everyone has a colorist or a stylist who's very known, where people are, making a lot of appointments. So they still need to run their business.
Correct.
Smaller salons still need to run it in that way. Bigger salons, but everyone has a flow of running the business. So you need to select the salon where you're going, your stylist, whose style that this is how this guy likes to work. Is this your compatibility? Like, you are someone who loves curl, and the stylist who is somebody who always will start a conversation, we should do this treatment, your curls are bad. You should know, is this the same grounds are you at?
Right.
So you need to select a right stylist for yourself, a right consultation before doing the chemical service. And the most important thing is, rather than getting into multiple different names of different treatments, knowing the basic component will keep it clean for you.
Perfect.
Wearing a jacket from a Zara or wearing a jacket from a Armani or Prada doesn't change the jacket.
Correct.
But yeah, qualities always could be like very great to lower to a very lower. So when you're paying the money for the service, you're paying for 2 reasons. Once, the stylist will charge you more money if he's so experienced. He's charging not for the product, he's charging you for his knowledge and his time.
Correct.
A good stylist always works towards that. He never says how expensive this product is and how good the client is and what he should do or she should do. That's where the clients will never go wrong. You'll never end up with a thing that, I went with this treatment, and then another friend of yours comes and says, I went with that treatment. But I would love to say that all 6 of them should sit together and ask each other, what was your way? How did they do your treatment? How did they, you all will mostly have the same treatment.
Right.
That's where you'll know, okay, I guess I cannot very clearly again say it but it's very simple to understand. Don't fall for names, but fall for right service. That way you'll never fall into a traps of, getting into a wrong treatment for your hair.
Correct. Thank you, Rohan, for putting
You're welcome.
Now let's talk about some of the secrets.
Secrets?
Yes.
Secrets like
the
what?
The most exciting segment of the entire podcast. What are some of the secrets, some of the tricks and trades that salon owners usually use to uh, probably earn more money or just
See, yeah, I mean, as an artist, you always want to make more money. You have the craft in your hand and you've worked so hard to learn that, and you've been in that field and you've given so much time to that one profession you dedicatedly give your half a life to. Some
right?
people start very early, like I started at 15. Some people start at 30 also. Some people finish the education as 25 and get in. It's always very difficult to get in profession. So for me, it's like, when it comes to running a salon as a director, when I was hired by, like, when I moved back from US and decided to work for my mom, she had a very different way of looking at the business, as she was always in India, and the way how she was running the salon was the way how she was watching other people around it. As an artist, when I traveled world, when I was in other countries, when I was in UK, I realized the hairdressers, their charges and everything is based on themselves. So I saw people doing haircuts in like $50 as well, and I've seen people doing haircuts at $3,000 also, and I've seen people doing haircuts at
Wow.
$1,000 also, and 700 and 200. I personally think every salon needs to have this, that the artist should put their prices according to what they deserve. Some internally we know, like, I'm trying to ask 50,000 for something. If you know that this is worth of 50,000, you like to ask for it.
Absolutely.
But if you have a ring which is of 5,000 rupees and you're asking someone because she loved your ring, she's not going to pay you 1 lakh for that.
Definitely.
Same way, like, artists should know what is the experience they are carrying and what are the prices of their services should be. But what I've been saying since so many years now, I'm in India, and we have a very beautiful salon. We have 2 salons in Surat. My mom owns both of them. And so as I was saying, like, the way how she was running the business was all about what clients are saying, and she's doing it. There's a service, someone's come for this, and she's done that. Then gradually I started seeing that they wanted more services to be done. Then everybody, I'm talking about like a lot of salons, start putting discounts over it and, attracting more clients in. Then there are some people who, as we were talking about different names of services, some salons would keep changing the names of services, and, just because their clients should know that there's something new arrived and they want to pay for that. I personally think that, changing names of services and making the brand which you are using to do that work on somebody's hair a hero, then make your brand the hero. That if you come to,
Lovely said.
yeah, if you come to this salon particularly, you are going there for that salon. You're not going there for that particular brand they're using. This
Going there
one
for the
thing,
service.
you're there for a good service. You want to see the service and how is it done. And you should know in and outs of that. You should know what products are used for it. But I see like a lot of people getting excited towards going to places where they see discounts, or where they see like different names, or where they see the different way of doing it, but at the end the outcome of the service is the same. Those are the things I think particularly a good salon who targets the audience, where the targets the clients who are like more into their hair. Like, I
Right.
personally have like a footfall of 40 or 35 or 50 clients a day, but to serve that many clients, we have team of 35, 40 people working.
Right.
But if you maintain the quality and your name so good, you know what, you'll not even need the world's most premium shampoo, conditioner, or color brand in your salon to even display.
Correct.
I think your clients should come to your salon looking at your brand name rather than the products or the kind of things what you're using. Of course, it matters to use good products for salon, but people should not make this trappy thing that once you can fool somebody, maybe twice you can fool somebody. A client can be, diverted into wrong services, or anyway, you earned once or twice, but that client is going to shuffle to someone else.
Absolutely.
You're going to lose the client. Your stylist won't have somebody. So as an owner, I think you should focus on keeping your brand so good. You have to be so selective, and your goal should be very clear. So no wrong marketing, no wrong encouragement to the hairdressers team to push the business in a wrong manner. Whenever I go through a salon meeting every day, being a director, whenever I'm in Surat, Whenever I'm working in my salon, one point is discussed every day. Don't do anything wrong to make some money. Today you had 30 clients and you did very normal service of 30 hair wash. You should be so happy that you had 30 clients today. Your salon should always be busy, and the busyness should be with your work, not with the offers you're trying to put to keep your floor busy. Because the audience will be different. Today you attracted 50 clients who just came because you had a discount. You want to see that without discount you could cover those 50 clients or no.
Correct.
If they're not coming, that means you are targeting the audience which is not into your work. They're coming in because you're putting those prices out like that. They will keep shuffling wherever they will get those prices.
Correct.
So you really need to know that you want to run a commercial salon, and the clients should know that they're entering into a commercial place or they're getting into a place where people are so professional in their work that nothing wrong can be done.
Right.
So the myths, or like the question, the secrets are not there. It's very visible, and now everybody is well traveled. Normal to normal person would not travel out of India, then would still must have traveled out of Gujarat to a Bombay.
Absolutely.
Where you get to see the standards of hairdressers are super well dressed, salons are very fancy. Maybe they're charging you higher money cause of giving you that experience.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Yes.
you could earn out of you need to, okay, you have a smaller salon, you're a single individual working, maybe you can still charge pretty high for your service because you are running a small place with limited amount of clients. But that's great. Doing 5 clients in a smaller setup can also make you more money than doing 50 clients in a bigger setup.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I guess salons don't have any wrong things happening, but so many brands are trying to sell their products to the salons, and they are getting motivated, or they're getting the kind of knowledge from the brands to push the business in this way. You should have targets, you should give this product, you should give this conditioners, you should give this XYZ thing to people. Lot of brands are promoting business this way to generate more money in the salon, doing this kind of things. I personally think that you should consider your work making more money to you. Your service to the client should make the money to you, rather than giving this thing to you, making 5% out of that. So that
Very
way,
rightly said.
those are the things what I've been seeing, and it hurts me a lot. I want to make like a big chain of salon, but somehow the youngsters nowadays, they because there are like other 100 places where people are getting paid on basis of how much work you'll do for me, I'll give you money on that basis. I like to give salaries on the basis of, if you work for me for this years, I'm going to pay you for your time you gave me. You stayed with me for 7 years, you helped me growing my brand for 7 years, you deserve a partnership with me. This is how I think. And if I go well with this method of mine, maybe after that I want to make more salons. Till then, I also want to see like the commercial method of running the salon is working well, or the way how I'm running the salon is working well. Maybe the day I have that clear answer, that's when I want to grow more bigger with service sector, making more salons. Till then, I don't think I personally have an answer to this, because I've been seeing this different techniques of running business based on products, brands, commissions, targets, which is great to push the youngsters to work hard. But I definitely can say that there is always a better way to do it.
Correct.
You can always tell your client that if your client goes out and puts a review on your name that you did a best blow dryer or best haircut, I would like to give you 10% out of that. Rather than I would tell him that if you give a 1 lakhs membership to this client, I would give you 10%. You getting me?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, you do good work, I want to pay you more money. I want to pay you more money, more clients are going to come to the salon. But no salons, I think, should do this where they are focusing to bring the audience which is only towards this. Because sometimes what happens is that the clients are not into like really good work. They just want the work to be done.
Yeah.
There are different people. As I said, you need to know your brand, where you want it to be. You want a super commercial place, you want a professional place, or you want an artistic place.
Correct.
Then
we have to be clear first.
We have to be very clear. So I think these are the things what goes into the salons, which is causing a lot of problems. So many people keeps opening the salons and they keep getting shut. Because they saw other 100 people's franchisee did very great. And just because of that, somebody invested and now they want to do it. But if you don't know the in and outs of it, I don't think the business can survive. Maybe today you made money, maybe this entire you made money, but whatever you did this entire on your clients, that's where your next year is completely based on. Yeah.
Very rightly said,
No,
Rohan.
I just
Thank
tried.
you so much for actually debunking. I've never, these things are never actually put forward. And this is one of the major reasons why we are doing this
Yeah, I
podcast,
mean,
to make people aware,
yeah.
to educate people in terms of what to do and to live a smarter life.
Yeah, and like more clear, like cleaner business.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
once the day you make your brand so great, maybe somebody can come and buy your entire brand and make you money. You know,
You just keep your head down and keep working.
keep your head as down as you can. The day you think you're the only one can do this and you're the only best in this entire town or entire country, you're done that day.
Correct.
Yes, that's the clear thing. Knowing that you are the best at your work, that's the confidence you should have. But thinking that you're the only one can do that in your salon, that's not the, you're not the only one who can do a good job.
Correct.
Every thousand who's into the profession can deliver the best. Not one individual can do that.
Absolutely. So let's do a little bit of rapid fire round.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's the best color trend of 2024?
Blondes and browns. For me, that's the best.
Right. One hair product that people can't live without?
For me, there are like two. Like one is a nice curl cream. I never work on any wavy or curly hair without curl cream. So a good curl cream and a good leave-in conditioner for a wavy to straight hair. Two products.
Curly or straight hair, what is more fun to work with?
Both. Both are amazing. Both are the best, and both are the most different hair textures in the entire world.
Right.
Wave and a curl. It's always going to make them stand aside. So both are the best.
Best styling tool according to you?
Oh, nowadays there are so many. So I guess whatever you can do with your hand and your product is the best. This is the best tool.
Does coloring lead to graying of hair?
It'll never, but coloring will definitely take the grays off. It'll definitely get you hair well colored rather than leaving it white. But it's not going to lead you towards white.
And what about breakage?
If you choose a right colorist to do your color,
Right.
You're not getting a breakage. You're choosing a wrong colorist and a wrong method, it's going to break your hair.
Any tips for people with dandruff?
Okay. Whenever you see any dry skin on your scalp, first of all, consult your dermat. You need to really figure out what exactly that thing is. Is it dandruff? Is it psoriasis? You need to really diagnose the disease first. So if there is anything, don't consider that as a dandruff shampoo can clear it. First, see your doctor, get it
Right.
diagnosed, and then treat it.
Perfect. And one last question, paraben and sulfate-free shampoos, is it really required or the regular shampoos are good enough?
No. It's great. Using sulfate paraben-free products are very nice. But if you have a very greasier scalp or if your scalp needs more cleansing, these products are not going to help you too well. So if you have certain treatments done and they require a follow-up of sulfate paraben-free, they're great. But using sulfate is not bad. It's not going to harm your hair.
Okay. So Rohan, thank you so much, first of all, for sharing your insights. They were truly amazing. And I'm sure our audience, especially Surtis, would love to and rush to come to you for more ideas and for more treatments, because you are a very ethical, very down-to-earth and a true businessman. So thank you so much for sharing. They are truly, some of the insights are truly something that have been phenomenal.
Thank you so much. This was fun. I mean, the reason why I agreed to come and speak to you, because what the questions you wanted to cover was about like awareness, what nowadays a day-to-day or a routine girl or a guy should know before getting into a salon or getting into anything related to their hair. So I was very happy that, I could come and, answer these things in the most easiest way I could put it up. So I tried my best, and I love our city. I love Surat. I love the people around here. Such a small city and so well connected that today, wherever I could be in this town is because of the clients I have.
Right.
Wherever I could be today, like wherever I am today, is because of the people who have got me there. I've delivered the best work, but just best work do nothing. The city helped me a lot. So when it comes to Surat, when it comes to anything related to Surat, I always have one thing to say, like, this is a city to grow. I mean, everyone, you work hard here, you'll be successful. I have experienced it. I've started from scratch. And today, the amount of clientele I have, or the clients I have, older than me, younger than me, of my age, but nothing better than that. Today, wherever I am is because of the clients. So whatever I have spoken today is related to that this helped me to be where I am. I guess it can help everybody else if, as a salon owner, they follow it even a little.
So you basically tried to cover the 16 years of experience
Yeah.
that you have had in this small little.
Yeah, it was more or less like, yeah, it's not everything, but yeah, the things what nowadays was making me feel that okay, this is not a healthy profession. This is not how it is supposed to be, and it is going towards that. This is why I wanted to cover up the kind of topics we discussed today. That, guys, this is it. Like, this is a clear and most cleanest answer you can get to the most basic questions nowadays what people have. So this was great.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much.